Hello and welcome along to another podcast. Today it's Sunday morning, a very sunny but cold morning here in Kelso at the Scottish borders in my walking patch. And it is 9 o'clock in the morning. And today I'd like to talk about service to others. Certainly service to others versus service to self. I was going to say service to elf. Yeah, and I feel like it's a really beautiful subject to talk about, especially as changes in my life are helping me understand the different opportunities, different ways of being able to give and receive. So yeah, I could start with some of the emotions I went through yesterday. So the beautiful experience I had yesterday was as you know, and you've heard from podcasts, and you might even visited it, I've set up a new website for myself to take bookings for darkness clearing and healing sessions. And at the moment, the majority of them are still unpaid, which is, I say unpaid, that's not a great way of describing it. It's more like not receiving money from them. Come on, Patch. Come on. You say hello. So, I think, in other words, we receive in so many different ways, not just money. Money is just one small aspect. And it's a very narrow aspect. I think if I was only paid for what I did, and I think this goes for most of us, that if we only ever received money for what we did each day, then I think we would be quite sad. Money is just a number, it's an abstract, and there's so much more that we can receive. We're just coming down to the river, so you might hear some interruptions from various wildlife and also Patches meeting other dogs. So yeah, I'm on a website, and there I basically receive bookings from people, and that's really beautiful because you can set these things up with really simple kind of automation, so that when someone goes and books an online session, just like they're used to buying a product online, that they can choose when you're available. They can see your the availability in your calendar, and they can also just book the session, and it sets up the Zoom call and accepts payment. And then there's also like the option for like a donations only version. However, to do all this, it does cost a bit of money. So and a fair amount of effort. I mean, my website's really, really simple. It just has a few pages, and I have quite a few friends that would like similar websites so that they could start their own sessions and receiving bookings for their services. And so yeah, I went to help a friend set up theirs, and I found that the online platform that we use for the kind of website content management system and booking system does require quite a lot of money to each month to have that feature and have it up and running. But I feel it's so powerful, like it's really worth it, because you, like the actual admin side of having to talk to each person as they visit you and then work out when they're available and talk about different time zones, like there's a lot of work to go in there. So, it's just beautiful down here at the river. You hear the ducks all chatting away. Yeah, so I was helping my friend, and I realized that the features that they needed cost quite a lot of money each month. And I knew that they just didn't have the money. And so I thought long and hard, and I looked at different options, and I thought, I can afford it just now to pay for theirs. And I thought that's a really beautiful way of being able to help someone else, because right now in this present moment, I have enough money, and I felt like it's more than just the money. Actually doing the setup although it doesn't require any coding, which I've done lots of in the past, it's just time and effort and learning something new. And it's not a skill that everyone has or finds super intuitive, but I knew, within an hour or two I could set up a lot and make a big difference for someone else. And what I also loved about the experience was that I could do something where I was creating like a door for someone. So, or sometimes you talk about, you could if someone's thirsty, you could give them a glass of water, but if you want them to survive long term, then you can teach them how to dig their own well and get unlimited water. And I felt like for this, you can basically set up a website like this and just leave it. You really don't need to do anything with it. Just pay its monthly fees, and you're just opening this door to receive in all these beautiful sessions that one session a year would likely pay for all your administration, one or two. So yeah, I thought that was really beautiful. And I'm just going to turn around here, Patch. Come on, Patch. I'm going to let Patch off. Let's see how this goes, because he absolutely loves it. The problem is he doesn't really come back much. Okay, Patch. Let's see what happens. He's still close by, sniffing around. So yeah, I went ahead and set this up. And I thought, I'm about to the end of this month, so at the end of April, it's been announced and agreed at my work, I'll be going down from 5 days to 3 days a week. It's a huge change for us financially, and I'm just thinking, how can I afford some of these things? But I thought, I'd much rather give unconditionally and help someone open up their door in their lives to a whole new way of life, where they can receive, and really express their gifts and help others. And I thought that's so empowering. And I just thought, well, in terms of the commitment, I thought, well, I could just wait and see, and just give, just tell my friend, look, I'll pay for it. It's a monthly fee, but I'll pay for it for a few months until you can afford to pay for it yourself. So there's no like strong commitment about the length of time per se, but as long as I can afford it, I'm happy to help. And this friend, such a dear friend, and they've just been so incredible through my journey recently. I felt like this is a great way of me kind of rebalancing that, and and repaying and helping others. And I'm sure everyone that they help in turn will help others, kind of like paying for it forwards. So yeah, that was really exciting. And then this most beautiful thing happened, where after I'd done it, I'd set up my friend's website, and they then said, we have, I'm just picking up Patch's poo, it's quite funny, and there's all these ducks coming over thinking that they're going to get fed. They also hate Patch, which is really funny. So I'm just going to pick this up quickly before they realise that I don't have any bread for them. I just have Patch's poo. Lovely. Yeah, so I said to my friend, I've set up your website for you. I'm just paying the monthly fees until you can pay for them yourself. And yeah, they got back in touch with me and said, they were so grateful, so appreciative, if I can say that word, appreciative. And then they said, one of my friends is going to get in touch with you for a booking. I was like, oh wow, it's so beautiful. And then right enough, very quickly, their friend also connected with me, and we chatted for a little while about arranging the time zones. And the whole experience like just totally blew my mind. Like they went ahead and booked a session, which is late night tomorrow, which is fantastic. And the whole experience really blew my mind, because although I had these old 3D paradigm, this way Patch, concerns about, running out of money because I'm helping someone else. And the funny thing is, I just felt like my gift of being able to help someone set up a website is such a small thing to me. Like that gift to me is, I don't know. I guess maybe I just don't really rate it. I think that it's. I know it's a big thing for many people, but I know many people can do it, and it's getting easier and easier with technology today. And so I didn't really think so much about the value to others. You know, the money aspect is really not important. It's like the time and the energy and the stress, and also not knowing, like, I didn't know until I started setting up my website that you can do all these like automatic Zoom calls and accept payments online so easily. But also this fact that I was giving unconditionally to a friend to serve others, and then they were able to connect me with, you know, receiving. And I think that was just it really touched me. It was such a beautiful experience. And for me, it felt like this is a great way of, you know, thinking about my future, is to, you know, how can I help others? I'm thinking, you know, my superpower, my weakness is like repetition, like my daily routine. And so one thing that I started to do some mornings is to do things like just spend half an hour helping someone. And what I've often been doing, it's either been a song like a happy birthday, or just singing a song to someone and just sending it to them privately, or to share it online. And then I've also been doing like just short like clearing and healing sessions remotely. So it's at a kind of time and energy where I feel space and abundance and peace, and it feels like the right time for me. And it's not like a specific time of day, it's just, it feels right. And then and sometimes I'm guided to, like twice this week, I've been guided to help the same person, and that felt really important for me because they've been such a big part of my life that I wanted to give them some clearing and healing. And so I, you know, whenever they need it. And so I did a couple of short sessions. I mean, they're only maybe 10 to 20 minutes, but just that focus to be able to help someone, send them a video, it's like unconditional. All I really need is their permission to do it, which I have. And yeah, I love that gift. You know, I can help others with that gift easily and in a time and space that works for me. Whew, so that's really beautiful. I think one of the ducks is agreeing. And it really makes me think more about the world. You know, I feel like as my hours at work reduce, I will have more time, space and energy. I mean, in the summer it'll be incredible because my kids will be off school for 6 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks here in Scotland, and I'm on holiday for 3 weeks of that. I have 3 weeks unpaid leave, which I'm looking forward to. And then for the times that I am working, it's just 3 days, so it'll be 4 days every week that I get to spend with them. And as a family, like, we can just, my wife also works at a school, so she also has the time off. That's just going to be incredible, and it's very difficult to put a price on these things in, you know, old monetary terms. Well, it's easy to put a price on how much money I'm not earning from my day job, but I know that the opportunities that I'll open up in every other aspect of my life will just be incredible, and at very least incredibly rewarding. So I feel super privileged to be able to do this, and to be able to afford to drop to 3 days a week, although things will be tight. Patchy. Okay, so small interruption is Patch met a new friend and played around for a little bit. Yeah, so I was just saying, I do feel really privileged, and it's a great it's a great opportunity in my life just to explore these different aspects of being able to help others. And I feel like on my journey, I'm busy opening doors for myself, doors for others, and that service to others will also become much more of a stronger theme. I love that in a world where, you know, we often see, you know, challenges with world peace, world poverty, hunger, you know, human rights challenges. There's actually so many different ways that we can help other people, and so one thing that I'm open to is definitely helping others more. I'd love to help more people set up their own websites to be able to receive bookings, and I'd love to allow people to you know, do these things themselves, you know, get people started, so that it's pretty like light touch. They don't really have to do much. You know, many content creators like me, or should I say just creators, will create, you know, videos and posts and vlogs and music and dancing and art, and there's all these different things. And what's beautiful about their creativity is that they create so much content anyway, online and in the physical world. There's not really much of a need to have a kind of traditional website that's just showing all these things all the time, that you can, you know, redirect people to where you're most active, and then when you need to engage with them in a private and secure way, you can have your own website. And yeah, what else I want to talk about? Yeah, I just going back to how I helped some friends recently with some remote darkness and clearing and healing sessions. I felt that was really interesting because I was for the first one, I was just walking along. I think it was during lunch this week, and there was a crow, like, down at I was walking patch down by the side of the woods, and there's a crow in the tree next to me, and this crow was just squawking away at it. It was really funny, and it was a beautiful bird, but it was squawking away, but not it wasn't aggressive. It was trying to get my attention, and my intuition was that it was. I have a couple of friends that have strong, like, connections with the crow and raven, and yeah, I felt like that one of them needed my help, and so I was guided to kind of connect and to see what the challenge was. And this was just while I was walking, and I could see that they were trapped, and they needed help to escape, and that they'd asked, you know, through the crow to connect with me, or to kind of, that they had been on my mind, but it was too subtle for me at the time in my busy working day to fully connect. And when I connected, yeah, I could see they really needed help, and I thought that was really beautiful, because it's so important that we reach out for help in every dimension, whether it's our physical reality, dream time, meditation, you know, the astral realms, every aspect of reality. And so I love that. I love that I could connect in and help, and I did. I helped free them. And then today it was kind of a similar experience, but I had been, I was getting my breakfast, and there was a crow in the garden, and it kept flying around and, like, staring at me. These are different crows in two different towns. And what was beautiful was that I could just spend 5 to 10 minutes after my meditation and then just connect in and help them, which I did. And yeah, I could see they really needed help. Part of their soul had been fragmented, and so I was able to go in and free them, and then return them and then help with the healing. And even though they're very experienced this themselves, we all need help sometimes. I need help sometimes. And that's okay to ask for help. And I think it's also a way that we will kind of change this world is by helping each other in ways that, you know, both physically and in a human way, as well as in the kind of esoteric, etheric realms. And yeah, that felt really good to be able to help someone. And I just recorded it and sent them a video, and they will or won't, you know, watch it. That's absolutely fine, and it's just an unconditional gift. I'm not really interested in the receipt. I mean, it's good to know if they received the healing for sure. I don't really mind whether they watch a video or not that that shows me doing it. And yeah, it also feels like it's a lovely thing that you can help others in private as well. We share so much of our lives online now. And even though I'm describing this experience to others, I'm really trying to use it as an example to say that it's great to be able to help others in ways that, you know, we might not think. Sometimes it's easier to kind of dim our light or play down our gifts, but everyone has quite amazing gifts. Everyone's are unique, and when we help others through those gifts, we always do it in a way that is unexpected for them and for us. We learn so much both about exercising our gift and then also just the receipt of abundance, being able to receive abundance afterwards is just incredible. At some point, like I feel like, you know, whatever actions and whatever thoughts and feelings, whatever we put out into the universe, at some point in our lifetime or in our soul's journey through many lifetimes, we'll receive that back. And that it's also important to make time to receive as well. I love that we can make time to receive. And so when someone comes to you with a gift, and you might not entirely understand why they're doing it or how their gift works, you know, follow your heart, follow your discernment, and, you know, you can also ask their intention. I think it's quite a good idea to ask someone's intention, like, why are you doing this for me? And I feel like when they give you an answer, it'll bounce around in your heart for a few milliseconds, and you'll feel whether that feels right or not, and whether you should accept the gift. And I think most of the time when we have a surprise gift, we should. And definitely take time to think about connecting with others. It's a really beautiful thing to, you know, connect more and more souls. And especially, you know, we have a lot of our journeys are kind of hero or heroine journeys where we just often do things by ourselves, but it's so important to connect with others because the combination of our gifts are truly incredible. It's like when we connect with others, we start to fit some of the puzzle pieces together, and that's truly beautiful. Often about each other, I would say for the vast majority of my healing and clearing sessions that I either learn something about myself, about my gifts, or often I'm connecting with shared past lives. And it might sound like, oh, does that mean you're only doing sessions with your friends in this lifetime or friends from previous lifetimes? But I know the reality is that many of us have lived thousands of lifetimes, and so the actual odds of sharing them are higher than you would expect, which is beautiful. So yeah, we're just coming up back to the house now. Patch said his walk. Today I've got the song Service to Others is what it's called. I'll be sharing that later. I'm not sure if the podcast will come out first, probably the podcast will come out afterwards. And we're just getting ready to let out our holiday house for the summer. It's not really economically viable to do in the winter. The cost of cleaning and maintaining is almost higher than we would get on any rent. And we either tend to stay there or let family and friends stay there for free. And then in the summer, it's so beautiful to just let people book it online, and they can experience the beautiful area too. So, and then we'll travel back to Dunbar. I think we'll have another busy week. I've got some exciting sessions coming up. I've got a private session on Monday, and then on Wednesday and Thursday I have group sessions online, so I'll be sharing more about those. Really excited to share those, and both the anticipation and the excitement all wrapped up in one. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope this podcast has helped you. Sending my love from Scotland. I love you.